Do I think I'm more successful than Zyzz? I do. Quite frankly, I do.
I'm depressed. I don't like my body, and
You don't know what's going behind the scene.
I'm calling it now, Liver King. I don't think you're going to be able to do it, bro. The best thing you can do is stay on the TRT.
Coach Greg, and I'm here with Alex Mendoza and Chestbrah. We're answering your questions, and we looked through a bunch of questions. We felt like this was the most pertinent, the one everyone wanted to know. Essentially, it comes down to this. So many of the questions, anytime you ask or bring up Chestbrah, is about Zyzz or Zyzz.
Zyzz.
Or Zyzz.
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 And so a lot of people are basically saying, you know, what's it like being his brother? Are you living in his shadow? And who's more successful? And so it got me thinking, how do you measure success, and how do we determine if someone is more or less successful than someone else? And so let us compare successes. Zyzz versus Chestbrah. Who is more successful? And so that is the debate we're going to have today. And so let's have your answer. Let's hear it.
Where do I start? Okay, firstly,
it's a tough question.
It's a really tough question because you guys, for the real ones that have been following my journey, my brother's journey, you guys know how passionate and loving and devoted I am to Zyzz. But it's time that I'm at an age now, I'm 36 years old, I'm turning 37 in a week, and it's time that I actually speak my mind and tell you guys what I truly, truly think, what's on my mind, what really I feel is a true perception of Zyzz as a person, and defining and also explaining success and what success is, because success, as we discussed before, guys, can be quantified and measured in many different ways. It could be measured financially, it can be measured through a social media following, it could be measured through, I don't know, the car you drive, the house you live in. There's so many measures of success.
Yeah.
That
Let's add more. Fame.
There we
The
go.
titles he won. How many Mr. Olympias have you got? Their businesses. How sexy is your partner? How good looking is your partner? Or how many partners do you have? Or
Too
had?
many.
Are you happy? Are you content?
Are you fulfilled?
Fulfilled.
Yeah,
And
that's
like,
a big one.
what overall impact have you had in this world? Like positive, negative, like how do people see you? And so like really, success can be a lot of things, and it depends on how do you feel about it. And so I might say one person's more successful than someone else, but somebody might say the opposite.
I feel like
Let's hear the analysis.
It's quite subjective, I reckon.
Very subjective.
I'm going to start it off and just say that, look, we all love Zyzz. We all really, really do. We are connected here because of Zyzz. I am only here because Zyzz has brought me here by the grace of God through, obviously, Greg discovering his channels, and that's made me more connected to Greg's own content, you know what I mean? Alex himself didn't know who I was until he found out the backstory. So I understand, guys, like I completely get it. But in my defense, I would also love to say that I've been raised the right way through a really strict family, through the Kurdish Russian upbringing. So in my family and just the way I was raised, I was never taught to be envious or jealous of anyone. I was always taught to just be the best version of myself, to focus on my life and to focus on my own achievements. So sometimes when I do read some of the comments of some of you guys like trying to put me down and bash me and compare like myself with my sibling, you know, it can be a little bit disheartening, but at times I always remember that I'm happy, man. I'm really happy with my life. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy with my businesses that I've launched. I'm financially free from the matrix. I don't thank the Lord Jesus Christ, Mary, Joseph, and Allah. I don't have to work a 9 to 5. And coming from that history, you guys know how tough it is to...
It's hard.
Once you escape it, you never want to go back, guys. So am I happy? Yeah, I'm actually extremely happy. Am I successful? I would like to think so. I'm a multiple business owner. I'm a WBFF pro, and I've just won my title. I'm about to go for my world title in August. I plan on being the best in the world, and I know I can do it. I told you guys I'd become a pro. I did that. I think I'll become a world champion. I will do that. So do I think I'm more successful than Zyzz? I do. Quite frankly, I do. Not everyone's going to have that opinion, and I respect that, but we all must also respect what Zyzz did for the fitness industry, but we also must not shy away from the fact that he made a lot of silly decisions, a lot of silly mistakes, and he was too young at the time to understand the true power and the true responsibility that he had as an influencer, as a role model. And I feel like if he was alive today, he would have wisened up and not made those silly decisions that led to his demise, and that's a God honest truth.
I feel like also social media was quite new back in the day, so nobody really knew what they were doing.
Yeah, so
You know?
in that sense, we have to cut him some slack because he was the forerunner of starting it all.
What's your opinion? Like, do you agree with him? Do you
I think-
say you disagree? Like, I just want let's hear it. What do you think?
Success is super, super subjective. My definition
What's
of success.
your definition of success?
You know, similar to yours, like running multiple businesses, competing, you know, really making a statement, influencing the world in a positive way.
Can you measure success based
I
on
feel
just
like-
followers and fame?
No, you
Is that a
definitely can't.
Is that a true measure
No,
of success?
I don't think so. To some people, it might be.
I don't think it is.
You know, which
I would
look,
rather have a smaller niche group of people
100%.
that I impact their hearts and their
Yeah,
lives and I
100%.
motivate them than have a huge following. And this is no stab on anyone who has a huge cult-like following. But sometimes the meaning and the translation of what Zyzz tried to represent to the youth has been completely mixed up. You know, a lot of you guys are misguided and think that partying and hookup culture and taking drugs and going to festivals is fun and cool. I used to do it, and let me
It's
tell you,
definitely fun.
It's fun.
It might not be cool or healthy. I'm
it's
sure
probably
it's
not
fun.
healthy. You can
Let's
make
be
it-
honest. We're not going to bullshit you. There's some fun involved in that.
Yeah,
There's a lot of fun. Half of my years were doing that, but
More
is
fun
it,
than last time.
is it respectable?
Is it successful,
Is
though?
it successful?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
And my answer for
But
success,
influence.
happiness.
Was he the most influential?
happiness. Was he truly happy? Like,
dude.
seriously happy? Like, was he happier than last time?
No.
And if he wasn't, then he wasn't successful. Are you happy?
Dude, I've never been happier in my whole life.
Never been happier. And
You
so
guys
I'm
can
going to
see
have
from
to
the
agree
smile on
with
my face.
Chestbrah. I mean, I have to agree with this guy. Whether or not he was a multimillionaire or not, if he's happy and he's like, I'm loving life and he's alive,
and healthy, that's what matters.
being alive is important about being successful. How successful can you be when you're not around?
Success can be you know, it shouldn't be quantitative. Like, if you're making a positive influence in the world, you're making a positive influence in the world. Doesn't matter how much or how many people you're impacting. Even if you're impacting a small circle of people, you're still making a change. And I think that's what really matters at the end of
I
the day.
think so too. And
You
also,
know?
I'd like to add to the fact that I understand that bodybuilding in the industry we're in, it's a very comparative sport. So
It is.
by natural inclination, people like to compare people, but I'm of the upbringing that, you know, it's in poor taste to be comparing siblings when, you know, we're both on the same journey doing the same thing.
I feel like at the end of the day, it should just be you versus you. As long as you are
Yeah.
better than you were yesterday,
and
that's
guys,
what really
I
matters.
want you guys to take this away from this video because I want you guys to realize that you're never going to be anyone else other than yourself.
Yeah.
I can't be Greg. Greg can't be me. I can't be Alex. Alex can't be nobody. I can't be Jeff. Jeff couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Jeff couldn't be you. I couldn't be John. Az couldn't be me. I couldn't be
I
Az.
think way too many people get caught up in comparing themselves to
and
other
that's
people.
why they're never truly happy.
Exactly.
And they project that.
And it gets worse
toxicity
as
on
social
others.
media continues to grow and become popular, especially with the
dude,
younger people.
Let me tell you, I was caught in that trap when I was younger too, comparing myself with bigger, more shredded,
I'm
more
caught in that
popular
trap.
bodybuilders.
I'm
Speaking of bigger and more shredded, let's bring up the Liver King. It couldn't be a Coach Greg video without bringing up the Liver King.
Oh my god!
Who's more successful,
Gotta
the
love the
Liver
Liver
King, Zyzz, me, you?
That's a great question.
Who's more
I think-
successful? He has $100 million company.
Can I answer that question?
I want to hear it. Who's
I
more
think-
successful?
I think in terms of influence and love, Zyzz. I think in terms of
I
finance,
think so too, yeah.
I think in terms of
100%.
because he touched people's hearts.
Yeah,
we can't take
the
that
Way more
story,
than the
the
Liver King.
journey.
The Liver King, it
Yeah.
didn't touch nobody's hearts,
No.
but he persuaded and pushed people towards a healthy
But
lifestyle.
based on your definition of success, the business and the money,
That's true.
Well,
perhaps
if you-
the Liver King makes more than all of us. We don't know.
well, if you
So
put
is
it
he
like
more
that,
successful?
then we're bums and he's successful.
But
yeah.
we have to, and I break it down to this. At the end of the day, remember what I said? Happiness. Is the Liver King happier than all of us or Zyzz, or is he miserable? And I mean, based on the apology he just had and,
I don't think he's
and
happy, man.
how he feels and how he has to force himself to train twice a day to feel normal,
I don't
he
think that's
doesn't look
healthy.
happy at all.
It's not only that, like he came out with the fact that, you know, he's so upset with the truth coming out that he wants to go cold turkey and not
Yeah,
even be on
that's
TRT.
true.
And I think that's a complete joke because you cannot.
I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
And I don't think he's going to. I'm calling it now, Liver King. I don't think you're going to be able to do it, bro. The best thing you can do is stay on the TRT and just keep it low and just keep yourself safe because you're going to have more of a crash trying to come off everything.
Yeah, the mental
After
side's coming
spending
off will be terrible.
$12,000
Yeah.
a month on
I'd love to hear, like, you
supplements.
as you're watching this, start commenting. I can't wait to read the comments. But like, what do you guys think? How important is what you've achieved in your money? For example,
and how do
let's
you guys
bring up
measure success?
another name we all
go.
know, Chris Bumstead.
successful.
He's
Daddy
excessively successful.
Yeah.
But is he more successful than Joe Rogan?
Oh, interesting
Like,
comparison.
how many titles has Joe Rogan won? Chris Bumstead's a 4-time Mr. Olympia champion. Is he more successful
think
than somebody who
success-
makes
I
more
think
money?
I think Chris is more.
I think success should really be defined on like the individual's goals. Like if he's,
I see what you're getting at. If we look
You
at
know?
it from a financial point of view, then yeah.
but it's
Joe
like, what
Rogan.
are their goals?
But the question,
you know?
like we said before, who would you rather be? In whose shoes would you rather be?
Yeah. Which life would you trade yours for?
Chris's.
Yeah, I would trade with Chris's. Yeah,
Because
for
the
sure.
idea of being a 4-time
Yeah.
Mr. Classic Physique Olympia.
But we would. But that might not
prestigious.
mean someone else.
And
That's
is
someone
Chris
else.
happy?
We don't. I don't know.
Is he happy with 4 titles? Or does he need 5? And if he gets 5, does he need to have more than 8? And who's the more successful? Phil Heath? Jay Cutler?
Does the titles make
Ronnie Coleman?
Do the titles determine the success?
But then at the same time,
Exactly.
Or is it,
Chris Bumstead is super
Look at Jay
influential.
Cutler. He won 4 Olympias,
Yeah.
but at the same time, he's one of the most successful people in his retirement in the bodybuilding realm because
And so-
he's managed to come out of it, come into retirement, and do it correctly and become a businessman. So,
That's true.
Is Jay more successful than Ronnie, even though he won less titles?
Yeah, that's it, and that's exactly it. And I think that the answer is it depends on that person. And do I feel more successful than Jay? Well, no, he won 4 titles, but Jay might think, well, I don't feel as successful as Ronnie because he won 8 titles, but I won 4, but I make more money, and so I'm more successful. We don't really know that. It's up to that person.
I think it just depends on what their goals are. Honestly, like success is so subjective. You can't define someone else's success.
It's hard to say as well. And I also feel like on the come up, if you're obviously like up and rising, like, you know, like Az was, or any kind of legend that's on the come up, like I'm just going to throw some names: Kurt Cobain, Tupac, Biggie. All these guys died in the prime of their life. Would they have achieved that legendary status if they didn't die?
Very interesting.
We don't know.
Very interesting.
Would they have become martyrs if they didn't die? We would have seen more faults in them. We would have seen mistakes like everyone else.
And I want to bring up the topic of jealousy and or envy. For example, I wish I could look like Chris Bumstead.
I wish I could just be jealous of
But
people.
I'm not jealous of him in the slightest. Like, if I could snap my fingers and be 6'1", 240 pounds, muscle shred, I would do it. Look like Chris Bumstead.
Would you take
Boom.
his lifestyle?
But I wouldn't trade lives with him at all. I'm more happy doing what I'm doing than what he's doing.
Hey,
and
hey,
so
be careful though.
I'm not more happy
People might
as
think
Chris
you're
than
jealous now.
myself.
You sound jealous to me.
And so just because somebody, like, am I jealous of the Liver King? Perhaps he's making more money than me. I don't care. I have plenty of money. Do I need more money? Am I jealous of Joe Rogan? He's more popular, he's more famous. I don't care. But can I just be,
the best version of yourself.
well, can I be the best version of myself and still be like, wow, I'd like to have that much money, but I'm not jealous of it. I think it's great that they did it. I'm not doing it, but it doesn't make me jealous. I'm happy for them. Great job.
And
I
that's-
applaud your efforts. Congratulations to you. I like what you're doing, but it doesn't make me jealous. It makes me happy for you.
I think more people need to be like that. Honestly.
And also, let me just say, I think it's an upbringing as well, because like I never grew up with a jealous bone in my body, and I've got some of the most amazing people in my life. And if there's anything that someone had in their life that I didn't have,
You just work towards
I would
it.
look at it and be like, okay, shit, how did this guy get
Yeah.
that? And how can I get
what
myself?
you can do is
how
look
can I
at
get
these
myself to that
guys
level?
and learn from them. Watch what
Exactly.
they do, and then if you want to become like them, do what they did. Essentially.
And I've been hanging around with these guys for a couple days now, and one thing I can say is this. There is excessive, or a better word, extreme or undeniable pressure to look a certain way
Oh,
when you're a certain level of
100%.
popularity.
especially in
These
the
guys
aesthetic
come
realm.
in, they're like, the
long do I
calories,
take a
the
shower
food,
for
the
yours?
healthy. Can I do cardio in the morning? I need to look
2 hour
this. Am I
shower.
bloated? Is my face puffy? And
2
I'm like,
hours in the
you
shower.
guys, you look amazing. What's going on? This guy's 2 hours to get ready to go to the gym. I'm like, we're going to work out. We're both down in pre-workouts. We're
like,
shaking around on
itching.
beta. We're ready. And we're like, where is this guy? Doing his hair.
And
I
they're
gotta
eating
look
like
pretty.
4 meals.
It's not hard to be pretty, dude.
we have
I'm
so
like-
much
it's
food.
Not, it's not an easy
And so
job.
my girlfriend thinks I'm obsessive. I'm just because I don't eat
Your
pizza.
girlfriend must think I'm sick.
Oh, try
She's like,
try
I
traveling
can't, I
with this
can't
guy.
even handle it. I don't know what to think. They're worried about what they look. It's like, what? They have
Hey, man, let me
abs.
just
They
say,
all look
you
great.
think I'm bad, bro? I'm happy. Like if Az was around, dude, he'd be using his shower for 5 hours, dude. He'd call it a super shower.
A super
And
shower.
he'd come out looking like Clark Kent by the end. He'd go in looking like a bum, and he'd come out looking beautiful.
And so here's
It
the
was
thing.
amazing.
Body dysmorphia, it's a real thing. You
It
start
is.
looking a little bit better
Oh,
and you
man.
become obsessive, and then you don't think you look good. Like these guys, I'm not lean enough. I should look like this. I'm too puffy. I need this. I'm like, you guys look amazing. Are you kidding me? I don't understand
Hey
it.
man, part
But
of the
I'm
reason
old.
is the
I'm
viewers.
47
Part of
and
the
now
reason
I
is
get
the
it.
viewers that put all the pressure on us, man.
It's
But,
social media.
It's like a double-edged sword. Like we take aboard the comments,
Yeah.
and yeah, like sometimes they suck, but at the same time, it's a good opportunity for growth.
It's very important for us to understand that people you see on social media don't even look like that. It's great lighting, great
I disagree.
angles.
I think we look exactly like we do on social
Actually, well,
media.
Greg said we look better in real
Greg,
life.
Yeah, I think Greg was bigger
Yeah.
in real life too, to be honest.
Yeah, straight up.
He's got the good angle. He's
Not
got
taller,
shit,
though.
but,
His
well,
chest
maybe.
is huge.
Oh, he's taller than I expected. He's
that's a
taller
little
than
bit.
me. There you have it.
Yeah.
So it's all perspective end of the day.
So honestly, I think it's a careful what you wish for. You might be watching your favorite influencer swiping
Oh,
left. Oh
man.
my god, I wish I looked like Chris Bumps. I wish I had that many followers. I wish I made that much money. But then you talk to these people, they're like, I'm depressed. I don't like my body, and they're
You don't know what's going
sad.
behind the scenes.
Absolutely. You might be way happier in your own body, 50, 100, whatever pounds overweight, way happier than your favorite multimillionaire who looks like a Chris Bumstead.
100%.
That's shocking to me.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty
the more
crazy.
people I talk to, the more I'm like, wow, body's more like, it seems everyone is unhappy with how they look.
And when I got into the industry a little bit more, I've been speaking to like more influencers, and a lot of them deal with a lot of food issues, a lot of eating
Like
disorder, like myself. Yeah,
The research I did was 25% of people involved in sports with weight classes, so bikini, bodybuilding, powerlifting, boxing, all that, have eating disorders.
Yeah.
25%, that's 1 in 4. It's 25 out of 100.
and now by that we don't mean tracking calories. I don't think tracking calories is an eating disorder.
No,
I think-
like body dysmorphia,
relationship- the
anorexia,
relationship with
bulimia,
food.
all the different disorders that
Yeah.
you can have. Like you're like not healthy with your eating.
Let me
Like,
be the first to say, Greg and Alex, over the years as I actually got bigger and bigger and bigger, I actually felt more insecure within my body, and I found
It's
myself,
so
I
true.
found myself taking off my shirt less and less.
Yeah, it's-
as compared to when I was a 24-year-old
Yeah.
punk running around festivals.
I'm
Oh,
like
look at
Greg.
me, I'm jacked and shredded.
I'm like
I
getting
was a
oversized
shit
clothes
then.
all the time, like
Dude,
baggy
the
shirts.
bigger and more famous you
Yeah.
get, the more you're going to compare
And not
yourself
only
to
that,
other
once
more
you start-
famous
once
and
you
bigger
start-
people.
Once you start competing and you know winning some shows, getting a title, like the last thing I want to do as a pro now with that accolade is to fucking take my shirt off unless I'm stage ready.
Yeah.
Because right now I feel like a fat water buffalo. and
Yeah,
that's
I
the
feel
truth.
so fat.
Oh, that's
and
a
I
truth.
feel
bloated.
It's
shredded, everyone. Just put it out there. I feel amazing.
Greg is
I'm
shredded.
feel
though.
shredded.
Okay, I'm jealous of Greg right now.
Greg is
because
actually
of
shredded.
how he
Like
feels.
it's crazy. His lifestyle is great. He's happy and he's lean as cook. Like
It's bike riding. I'm calories in, calories out, eating from the cookbook.
And he
Granted, I
eats
make it
so
easier. I have a
much.
chef that cooks my meals
Yeah.
for me, and they've seen it's like, oh my god,
It's
these food
delicious.
is so good. It's so easy.
it's
I'm like, get a
amazing.
chef.
It's been great hospitality. Greg,
yeah,
I
no,
must say.
thank you for having us. Honestly,
I mean, you're welcome. And anyone can do this. And not everyone can have a chef, but anyone can make a healthy recipe. Even if you can't afford a cookbook, you can literally look at my videos and make the protein ice cream, make the French toast.
Buy his freaking
Unbelievable.
cookbook. Buy it now.
it's good. Like it really is. I'm not even
And
saying
do your
that.
cardio. That's the secret. All this cardio I do, that's why I can eat so much. They're like, how are you eating so much? I'm like, dudes,
He's
I
always
eat way
eating.
less than this.
Like always eating.
I lost 2 pounds since yesterday, since you guys here, because I usually
gained-
eat way more.
I gained 4.
I gained a bit too, yeah. I gained a bit.
But I'm not out here bike riding for an hour. Also, we're holding. a
I'm
lot of
racing
water.
today,
Yeah.
and
There you go.
we trained for like 2 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's like, you burn 150 calories in 10 minutes on a warm up? I'm like, yeah, I went
Dude,
easy
burned
because I was chatting the
burned
whole
like 20
time.
I burned like 20 calories. We jumped off the bike and this fool was
How you
fucking
burn
all
150?
sweating all over the place. I'm like, dude, we'll just
Is it
on the
just
bike for
intensity?
10 minutes. You burn 150 calories.
yeah.
That took me.
Wow.
Well, it's
dude,
900 calories per hour. It's a
I
decent
was
pace,
burning
but-
150 calories during my comp prep, like 45 minutes of like vigorous cardio. So to see you do that in 10 minutes,
Well,
on
1
a
hour
bike,
of my cardio
a
is like
fucking
2 or 3
maniac.
hours for more people because I'm a better butter burner. I speak of that in other
you
videos. I
are.
burn more calories
You
in
are.
less length of time.
Is that just genetics or?
Not genetics at all. I actually had asthma. I was slowest in my class,
Oh,
except for my
interesting.
twin brother. We
Well,
would
let
do
me just
those
say,
fitness
guys-
tests. I was horrible shape. But then I kept training and got better
Your
over
endurance
time.
covered him.
Well, let me just say, guys,
It's a GO2
from,
max.
From meeting Greg,
GO2 max.
GO2
Where is this?
max.
he walks the walk and he talks the talk.
I've been describing to them how this is so effective. It's unbelievable. They didn't know the science
No, I
of it, but
didn't
once I
understand
explained
it.
it, I was like, wow, it actually does work.
Yeah,
Absolutely helps me faster than last time.
faster than
So
last
would
time.
this help in a bodybuilding standpoint, not just like for
Absolutely.
cyclists
You guys
and
know
stuff?
Cardarine, GW501516.
L-carnitine?
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
No, not L-carnitine,
Cardarine. That shit's a
GW501516.
little bit like
It's a
dangerous.
banned.
Substance?
It's banned by WADA. It's a
It's a
performance-enhancing drug. It's not quite a SARM. It's under that umbrella. But what it does is it increases your ability to perform cardio, recover faster between sets, burn more
And
calories,
there's a chance
get
of
more
getting
ripped.
cancer as well.
In rat studies, it was shown to be
rats are fucking
carcinogenic,
cancerous
and
as
so
fuck,
it can cause cancer in rats. And so there was speculation that if in humans, if it does it in rats, well, could it do it
Did
to
they run
humans?
studies or they didn't? Do
They haven't been able to run it on human
Listen,
studies because it's not safe enough.
I've cooked
to
SARMs,
speak.
but Cardarine is one I wouldn't.
So it's a warning. I've used it many, many times, and I'm not saying you should use it
I
or
wouldn't
not
use
use
it
it.
personally.
Be careful.
I would not
This
use
is a natural alternative. Its main ingredient is NMN, and it's not going to cause cancer. As GW, it may do that. It's hard to compare rat studies to humans because
100%.
rats only live a few years. So if you give them, say, a cycle for 3 weeks or
Obviously,
3
yeah.
months, that's
Yeah.
like doing it for us for like 3 or 10 years.
Yeah.
And so it's not
But
the same thing.
But the DNA is very similar. Surprisingly.
Similar, but not the same.
Not
But,
the same,
Yeah, you
obviously.
can't.
You
so,
can't compare it exactly.
So
you
the
know?
beauty of this, it wasn't done on rats. It was done on
people.
humans.
Yeah.
Like they had randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled studies where they showed significant improvements in walking distance, cardiovascular performance, and jogging, running, and so on. Anti-aging properties, increases in NAD+, and so this shit's amazing. No one's gonna understand all that science
No,
stuff.
everyone's gonna be like,
No,
what the
It
hell's
makes
going
you
on?
faster than last time.
All you guys got to do is just honestly just research the ingredients.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know too much of the ingredients now, but just from hearing Greg.
Yeah,
Like,
just-
don't take my word for it. How would I know this shit? You think I'm some genius? I
do
read
your
the
research.
studies.
Go do
I
your
have
research.
scientists, geniuses working for me and are like, Greg, read the study and look at this and oh my goodness, we need to put this in a supplement. Yup, let's
But
do
dude,
it.
Greg, that's like with everything, even like my hair loss supplements. Like people just don't believe. You know, people are very
That it can actually work. They're like,
skeptical.
whoa.
Like, and you,
Sometimes when it sounds
Don't
too
take
good
my
to be
word for
true.
it.
You know what I mean?
Research
Yeah.
yourself.
and I get
Yeah.
it. There is like sometimes, yeah, like you guys got to be careful because there's a lot of fake shit out there. But like, we implore you to do your own research. Like simple as that. Google is there. The internet's there for you guys.
Resources
to do your
are
own
so much more easily
Go
accessible
look
now.
at the ingredients of the products. Go look at what they do. Go look at before and afters, testimonials.
Ask people.
Reviews.
Yeah.
Ask
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
DM people. Don't take our word for it. I post shit on my page all the time about hair transformations, but I don't tell you guys to buy my shit. I tell you guys to contact the people and speak for yourself.
Next time on Coach Greg.
Who is the worst fitness influencers in the world right now?
Liver King.
Steroids is becoming a little bit more normalized with younger people these days,
Oh,
which
absolutely.
is terrible.
Your mind changes. Like my mind changed completely. Like
Yeah.
I used to be the dude that would be like, oh yeah, we got a festival coming up, time to get shredded to show off.